Hey, shalom, shalom, mic check, mic check. Hey, shalom, shalom, mic check, mic check. Alright, cool, cool. Alright, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praises to our powers. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Hey, give it up honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth that are constantly ruling well through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved Akim that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly staying on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Even shalom to the few sisters, the Agwafs that are out there, and even shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nations, but their seed line is going back into our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord, willing, edifying, feed the lambs of the Lord, which I pray this lesson is edifying and concise and straight to the point. All right, and just gonna be news and prophecy. All right, things that I've seen throughout this week. All right, which you know, we definitely are living in the last final seconds of Babylon the Great. All right, relationships are a disaster here. Financial collapse is imminent. Okay, people are losing their goddamn minds in these last days. You know, all right. You got Jake that is looking to self-exhortation. You know, they want to be celebrities. All right, you got Esau. You know, he's pushing and bringing down more hell upon the tribes. All right, so you got a lot that's just going on. You got even disasters that are happening, man. You know, so-called disasters, so-called what they say weather phenomenons and things of that nature, which all these things are different signs. Okay, you know, what the Lord told us to look forward to. All right. Matter of fact, you know, I'm gonna be all over the place with this one, brothers, but just flowing through the spirit. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start with the book of Sirach. Chapter 39, verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation of the will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecy. All right, and that's the true job of a prophet, man. You know, is for us to do what the Lord commanded us to do, like the topic of this week. You know, which brothers have been going into it, the apostles been going into it, the bishops been going into it. You know, about John the Baptist, what came out of Captain Zariak's mouth. You know, Captain Zariak getting on, you know, the Saints podcast. You know, Israelites looking for fame. You know, when in reality Yahweh Shai didn't look for fame, man. You know, all right. Yahweh Shai, if you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you in the spirit of prophecy. Okay, as it tells you in the book of Revelation, the 19th chapter and the 10th verse. Okay, all right. The spirit of prophecy is being in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And furthermore, Yahweh Shai came what? He came lowly as a humble man. All right. So we're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, we're looking to the prophecies. We're hoping and praying that he comes quick, which Peter spoke about, hastening into the coming day of our Lord. All right, and look what the Lord is doing right now. You know, the Lord is speeding up the days all for the elect's sake, because we got to get out of here, man. You know, we got to get the fuck out of Babylon, man. I'm gonna show you brothers a reason. Like I said, scrolling through TikToks, looking up news articles, and just seeing the madness that's going on in the world. But it just show you that the times are being short, and we see that why the Lord is speeding up the days, man. At least no flesh should be saved, because that this shit is getting more wicked. All right, so let me play this real fast. Where is it at? I want to start with this one right here. Let's watch this.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, him.
Look, you're gonna have to get your shit and go. I already got your shit packed up. Look, I just came to pick you up as a courtesy. What? So I can hurry up and expedite this process and get you the fuck out.
Whoa, what the fuck is you talking about? Let's start with that. What the fuck is you mad about?
That dick you sucking in my damn house, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're spying on me now? So basically...
So I'm spying on you? You the one that's fucking doing the bullshit, but I'm the one that's spying on you?
So basically, you don't trust me.
Trust you? I had a security system in my house for 10 years.
Okay, so why
you came in?
So why would you ask to be your wife if you never trusted me in the beginning? You could have told me it was cameras in the house, Fred.
The fuck? Wait a minute, yo.
Fred, you dropping this bullshit ass bomb on me like I'm the motherfucking dropper. You want the fucking trust issue.
I'm the one with the fucking trust issue?
Yes.
Oh my what, boy? I don't even know what the fuck to do right now because you was damn got you tripping. You the one that's sucking the motherfucker's dick. I'm the one. What? You fussing at me because you let go?
So therefore, you have trust issues.
Trust issues.
You was spying on me without me knowing.
I guess I do.
So basically, that's not admissible in court because you're spying on me. Like I didn't know you was a camera in there. Like you really didn't trust me. That's the issue. It's okay. We ain't gotta be together because what's a relationship without trust? Just don't worry about it. We ain't gotta ever be together. Okay, that's fine.
We already aware of that. For real.
Okay, well, do what you gotta do and I do what I gotta do.
Yeah, and it's a sad case, all right? But you got a lot of Israelite women that have, you know, committing adultery, cheating on a man, popping up with other men's babies. It's the type of society that we live in, and a lot of these women don't take no accountability for their actions, man. You know, they'll gaslight you, try to make it seem like you're the one that's crazy, you're the one that's out of pocket, you know? Just like you heard what she said, you spying on me. All right, and it's a good thing that he did have cameras in his crib, you know, to see what the fuck a wicked woman is doing, you know. But that shows there's no loyalty here, all right. You know, the woman has been given too much liberty, okay, and just like she sunk in her seat knowing that she dead wrong, you know. But what she gonna do? Just like any other woman, when she get caught, she gonna go into her phone, all right, and she gonna get to contacting other niggas that she already been keeping on the side. You know, that's why I call these women monkey bar hoes, man. You know, all right. What is a monkey bar hoe? It's a woman that holds on to the bar, which you're the first bar, all right. But then she'll swing over to the next bar, all right. And if that don't work out, then she can always swing back to that first bar. You know, that's a monkey bar hoe. You know what I'm saying? All right. But look, the scriptures speak about a clamorous woman. Let me see if I can find that. You know, all right, because that was an example of a clamorous woman. Okay, you know, Proverbs 9:13, it says, "A foolish woman is clamorous; she is simple and know of nothing." All right, and then the scriptures speak about she will wipe her mouth. Okay, and act as if she have committed no wickedness. All right, Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. That's no accountability right there. All right, and any brother that, you know, you dealing with a woman that is proud, boisterous, can't take no accountability. You know, she doesn't bring no assets to your life. Bitch can't help you do taxes. Bitch can't knit, crochet, cook, you know. Well, she ain't got no use. Kick her ass to the fucking curve, man. You know. All right, kick her to the curve. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, the scriptures say if a woman would not go as you would have her, okay, hey, you could cut her off and give her a bill of divorce. That's not wicked. All right, that's not wicked at all. Let me see if I can find that. I think it might be Sirach chapter 25. Let me see. Might be there. Yep. Sirach chapter 25. And matter of fact, let's start at verse 23. All right. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A man that will not comfort her husband. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. All right, you know, and that's a woman like you lose your job, you know, and she looking at you like you the sucker. She paying all the bills. Like I seen a video where this dude, you know, he was massaging her, massaging this lady, and then he tried to get some cookies from her. You know what I'm saying? And she like, nah, nigga, pretty much back up. You know, you lost your job. You ain't got your situation together. You know, now they start taking control over you because you not bringing in the dough. You know, and that's backwards. That's wicked. You know what I'm saying? And see, a lot of you women, you better get your act right, because guess what? The vintage is failing. Everybody's losing their jobs. And guess what? The real security are the men of the Lord. The real security, matter of fact, even if he ain't a man of the Lord, your real security is your fucking man. You know? All right? And you're going to find out the hard way that you've always needed a man. Don't get caught up in this whole hype job. Women don't need men. They can change tires. They can do construction. They can, you know what I'm saying, do everything a man can do. All right? No. All right? You're going to find out that when society collapses, how much of a prey you really are. You know? Especially if your ass is pretty. All right? But let me keep reading. It says, verse Sirach 25 and 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die, right? Through Eve, right? It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad, all right? Because really these women need to be under subjection, you know? A woman need, you need to put your foot down on a woman, you know? And if you're being a man, and the woman doesn't allow you to be a man, by you putting your foot down and you establishing boundaries, all right, having a position where she's supposed to respect you, fuck her, cut her ass off, man. You know, that don't mean you got to be a lion, you got to be, you know what I'm saying, wicked towards your woman, you know, but there's boundaries that she needs to respect, all right? And clearly that woman didn't respect that man's boundaries, you know, and he's dumb for even picking her ass up and recording the shit. You know, everybody want to record shit and put the shit online. Shit don't need to go online, you know? All right, a lot of women and men are just getting deleted on video. Okay? Show you how fucked up the world is, how crazy the world is, you know? But he should have packed her shit up and changed his locks and sent her ass on her fucking way. You know? Pick your stuff up over here at your people's house. Don't worry, I packed it for you. There's nothing to talk about, you know? All right? But let's go to verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. All right? So that's not wicked, man. You know? Matter of fact, the times that we are in, brothers, man, the times that we are in, you know, you can't really settle down with a woman nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit is constantly revealing it. If the Lord hasn't established you with a woman, you know, because it's neither wicked if you got a woman or if you don't have a woman. None is better than the other, you know. All right. It's a beautiful thing that if a brother got a woman and they on one accord, let not another man separate what the Most High joined together, you know. But if you a brother without a woman, don't even seek to be with a woman or to have something serious, because these are not women that we're dealing with nowadays. All right, these ain't women. Okay, but I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians 7 and in verse 26. It says, because of the present crisis, I think it is best to remain as you are. And this is the beloved Apostle Paul saying this, you know. Because of these crises that are going on in the world, look what's going on, you know? All right, you see what's going on in the news, and you be like, damn, I really ain't got time to be settling down. I need to focus on the mission, you know? I got to get the Lord's work done. I got to handle business. I really don't even need no fucking distractions, you know? Somebody weighing me down, holding me back, you know? That's what a lot of these women are, you know? And nothing but dead weight, okay? But let's go to, I'm going to read down to verse 28, which is the point. Verse 27, if you have a wife, do not seek to end the marriage. If you do not have a wife, do not seek to get married, right? It says, but if you do get married, it is not a sin. And if a young woman gets married, it is not a sin. However, those who get married at this time will have trouble. And I am trying to spare you these those problems. All right. So there you go. You know, trouble in the flesh is what you're going to receive. All right. But I'm seeing a lot of videos where a lot of women committing adultery nowadays. But that show you that there's spirits out here that are jumping from individual to individual, and you know, the woman, she's the weaker vessel, you know. So you got a lot of adultery taking place. All right, so that's something that I've seen this week, you know. Let's see, I got some more videos that I want to give. Yo,
this is what the sky.
Yo, check this out. You know, they're doing some type of weather manipulation with their hawk, or this could be just the Lord doing it.
It's like right now in Baltimore, Maryland. And if that's not weird enough, flash floods and tornado warnings have just been issued for Washington, D.C. Mount Rainier, the volcano, has experienced hundreds of earthquakes in the last 24 hours, the most since 2009. These are the floods from Indonesia today, flooding from Nepal yesterday, floods in Arkansas today, New Mexico yesterday, historic flooding in New Zealand last week, flash floods in Oklahoma today, Texas just a few days ago. Bangladesh is getting hammered with floods as well. There was a sudden storm that flooded Split, Croatia today. Oh, and the cherry on top, the Earth's rotation has sped up, making today, July 9th, the shortest day of the year due to the moon's new alignment. I wonder if the moon has something to do with this weird weather, or do you think it's something else?
Hey, it's your how about Shemar Rashad, first and foremost, man. You know, and you know, we know that the time is slowing. The time is being sped up. Forgive me, I was thinking about something else. The time is being sped up, all for the elect's sake, because the Most High got the power to slow down or speed up time, you know. Matter of fact, let me get an example, okay? All right, I think that's how it go. Let me go to the internet, okay? Give me a second. Hold on, I can. All right, because you had the sun, I want to say the sun and moon stopped. Okay. All right, let's read that real fast. This is okay, Joshua 10 and 13. So what we gonna do is we gonna head over there. Joshua 10 and we can get straight to the point. You can read the whole chapter, all right? But the Lord stopped the time just so Joshua, all right, can take down these Hamites, man. You know? Matter of fact, let me start at verse 4. It says, "Come up unto me and help me that way that we may smite Gibeon, for it have made peace with Joshua and with the children of Israel. Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the kings of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Eglon, gathered themselves together and went up, they and all their hosts, and encamped before Gibeon and made war against it. And the men of Gibeon sent unto Joshua to the camp to Gilgal, saying, Slack not thy hand from thy servants, come up to us quickly and save us and help us, for all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered together against us. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thy hands. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly and went up from Gilgal all night. And the Lord discomforted them before Israel and slew them with a great slaughter at Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Beth Horon, and smote them to Azekah and unto Mekkedah. And it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Beth Daran, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah. All right, so the Heavenly Father sent down hailstorms, you know, big balls of ice was dropping on their ass, you know. So, you know, when it comes down to help, see, these are the type of wonders and miracles that fight on our behalf. You know, when people talk about anomalies, things that they don't understand and what they can't imagine because they're not spiritual, well, the Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai has always been doing wonders and miracles for the children of Israel, you know. All right, and this is one of them, you know. All right, just like, you know, the scientists are trying to always come with a scientific method and way that the reason why the earth is slowing down, people are aging too fast, why time is going fast, or whatever nonsense they spewing out. No, it's the Lord doing it, man. You know, it's just that simple. Okay, all right, the powers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. All right, and we come from the seed line of Jacob. All right, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we come from a long list and line of royalty. All right, and we are connected to, all right, great men which followed after the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, and served after the true powers of heaven and earth, man. You know, they have actual names. All right, we say Yahweh, which means he is. All right, he is the existing one. Okay, Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, okay, which means he deliverer. All right, that's what we say. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, we calling on the true names of the powers of the heavens and the earth, man. Okay, our powers exist, and they do wonders like these, man. They're gonna do these things in these times. They're doing them now, you know. All right, all the different storms that are killing people, you know, earthquakes that are happening, swallowing people whole, mountains that are splitting open, and fire, lava's coming down and consuming people. You know, this is all the doing of the Lord. The Lord does kill and he makes alive. All right, he chastises, he wounds, he heals. You know, he curses, he puts blessings. All right, it says they were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel, and he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and the moon in the valley of Ajalon. You see, so our powers had the power to slow down time, man. Stop time. You know, because if you understand the ordinance of the sun and the moon, they're created for understanding times, you know, knowing what seasons we're in, you know. All right, you get the word month from the word moon. Okay, all right, and we don't deal with the Gregorian or the Julian calendar. What we deal with is the lunar calendar. All right, because the days are determined within the month that it is. All right, but that goes back into our customs. Okay, and then the sun is also like a clock again. You know that it's the highest. When the sun's at the highest point in the sky, you know it's about 1 o'clock when it's the hottest part of the day. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is go outside around 12 or 1. You'll see the sun directly above you. You know? Alright, so let's go to verse 13. It says, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? Right, which we don't deal with these other books, man. A lot of these books are tainted. A lot of these books do not correlate with what the scriptures say, you know. So we don't deal with the book of Yasher. We don't deal with the book of Enoch. Okay, there's certain references in the third, I want to say the third or fourth Ptolemy, you know. I'm not Ptolemy, I'm tripping. Maccabees, dealing with the Ptolemies, you know. All right. But other than that, we don't read and go into those books because they off. All right, we got everything we need to know in the Holy Scriptures. All right, the Lord said, the Bible shall not have any other mate. All right, and these books will understand in the kingdom the actual written, factual documentations. Okay, of what truly transpired. You know, because you read the book of Enoch, that shit talk about all type of madness. You know, the angels falling. You know what I'm saying? The angels having sex with the other nations, the women of the other nation, you know, the Nephilim and all type of craziness, man. All right, which that's another topic for another time. But it says, so the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. It says, and there was no day like that before it and after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of man, for the Lord fought for Israel. There you have it, right? So the Lord got the power to stop the time, man. Matter of fact, so let me grab another.
You said I'm not Esau.
Let me grab another. Let me grab some more videos. Like I said, just going over things I seen. Yo, check this out right here. Check this out. All right.
Right now, since we are so stuck on Texas, we're not talking about what's going on in North Carolina right now. On Sunday, June 6th, a tropical depression slammed through the Carolinas. Entire towns are now underwater. They got a month worth of rain in a single day. Roads are collapsing, rivers are overflowing, and thousands of people are without power. Please call your loved ones. There's something going on. Orange County and Moore County just declared a state of emergency. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't hear about that. It's places like Maybank, Chapel Hill, and Chatham County. They're getting hit with rain, and it's currently flash floods coming through. If you are in these areas, please be safe. Everybody, please repost this video, get it out so that people know that Texas is going through it, and North Carolina as well. People are going to get hurt. This is not okay. So why is nobody talking about what's going on?
You know, Lord's doing it. Matter of fact, hold on, because I want to verify something. I want to say that there's a river in Texas called the Guadalupe River. All right. It's in Texas, I want to say. Yep. Yo, check this out, right? It's called the Guadalupe River. All right, because remember the flooding in Texas, you got the death toll up to 120 people right now. So one of the rivers in Texas is called the Guadalupe River. All right, it says at least 94 people died in the Guadalupe River flood. It says at least 22 more in Central Texas floods. Now Guadalupe is an idol. All right, the scriptures speak about call upon your idols, right? You know, you got Jake that's into committing idolatry, and you got a lot of Northern Kingdom that's down there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? You got Judah down there too. You know, all right. But the scriptures say call upon your idols, okay? All right, which Guadalupe is an idol. All right, why didn't Guadalupe help those from drowning? You know, all right, why didn't Guadalupe send a life raft? You know, send help, a blessing, protection. You know, because when you got storms, like, you know, it froze down there in Texas, you know, You got different severe blackouts, storms that happen in locations where brothers be at. Why do brothers be good? Because the brothers be serving after Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So the Lord puts a hedge over brothers, protection over brothers. But these other idols, they don't put a protection over you because they don't exist. So it's like a mockery in your face. Let me see if I could find it on the Google real fast. You know, so when I seen it, I thought it was the Lord making mockery of all those that trust in the idols. Say something about let me see if I can find it. I'm not exactly sure. Call upon idols. Let's see if they save you. Maybe this is it. Let me try this. Let me try both of these. Let me try Isaiah 57 and 13. Let me try that one first. Isaiah 57 and 13. It says, ooh, yep, that's a hot boy right there. Isaiah 57 and 12. Let's read this in the NLT. It says, now I will expose your so-called good deeds. None of them will help you. Let's see if your idols can save you when you cry to them for help, right? Why a puff of wind can knock them down. If you just breathe on them, they fall over. But whoever trusteth in me will inherit the land and possess my holy mountain. You see? All right. The idols have been shown time and time again that they're nothing but man's imagination. Okay. When the heathens brought the Ark of the Covenant next to Dagon, the Lord pretty much through the Spirit slapped Dagon ass down and broke his shit up. Man, get this nigga away from me. You know, get this abomination next to away from what is holy. You know, and the heathens came and looked like, oh, you know, and the Lord was plaguing their ass. All right, Lord was giving them heathens hemorrhoids and making mouse torment their ass, mice. You know, the Lord have always confounded the other gods of the other nations. You know, you can read the story of Baal and the dragon. Okay, they thought they was feeding a god, and then come to find out it was just they wicked priests that was just eating the food that they were sacrificing into a false god. You know, these gods don't exist. Wisdom of Solomon goes into that. You know, what was real wicked. All right, like I said, it's just flowing through the Spirit, brothers. I'm all over the place with this one, but Lord one is edifying. All right, Wisdom of Solomon speaks about that. Okay, let me get that real fast. How wicked it is to serve different other gods than serving your powers. All right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter I want to say it's 14. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 7. Matter of fact, let's just get straight to the point. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8, it says, but that which is made with hands is cursed as well it as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible it was called God. Okay, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. So the Lord made a mockery against you tribes. All right, because right now you got the northern kingdom that got drowned down there, man. You know, all right, And see, the Northern Kingdom, while you trying to act like Esau, your ass needs to be calling back on your true powers, man. You know, calling back on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, okay? You need to put down your idols. You know, in Ephraim, that's the head of the Northern Kingdom tribes, all right? You know that they're given unto idols, all right? Into idolatry worship. You see Santa Maria. You see Northern Kingdom practicing the Bruja. They got the Day of the Dead, you know, all right? They're into these practices, okay? They're heavily into Halloween, you know, all right? Northern Kingdom is joined unto these different idols, man, all right? And a lot of these idols bring demonic entities and demons into their houses, okay? You got, if you talk to Northern Kingdom enough, they'll tell you about the experiences with demons, you know, because demons are attached to these idols. You know what I'm saying? All right. But you got to put these things off. All right. You got, hey, destroy these things, you know. All right. Because these things don't exist. And the Most High hates you sacrificing. Hey, he's a jealous power, you know. He's jealous because he rather you serving him. Okay. So it says, for that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. There you have it. That's why them people got swept away by that flood, by the Guadalupe flood, you know. All right, the Guadalupe flood. Matter of fact, let me get another precept. Man, I gotta read some more of this. Hold on, let me read some more of this. Man, it's a good chapter right here. It says, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling block to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. You see? So you're unwise if you're serving these other gods, believing on them. Okay? For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. All right? So there you have it. That's spiritual adultery. You know, because why? We're supposed to be what? Joined unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? All right? So you're committing fornication. If you believe in Jesus, if you believe in Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah, okay? If you're calling on Yah, all right? Yehoshua, okay? If you're practicing Hinduism, if you're a goddamn Buddhist, all right? If you're a Muslim, okay? If you're a Satanist, all right? You're committing fornication, spiritual fornication, all right? And the Most High is not with that, all right? That makes the Most High angry, all right? That's why the Most High just takes your life, takes you right out. Let me see. I know there's another one. It might be Judges. Let me see. Let me get the one in Judges. Let me see. Judges. Judges. Let me see. If I can't find it, it's all good. Yeah, that's a good one. Psalms 135 and 15. The idols of the heathen are silver and gold, the works of men's hands. Psalms 96 and 5. For all the gods of the nation are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. All right, so the gods of the heathens are nothing but idols. All right. And our people got swayed in by the what the heathens worship, what they practice. You know, shoot, Northern Kingdom got taken down by the Assyrians, and they fell in love with the idols of the Assyrians. You know. But that's it on that. I'm not gonna go any further with that. I'm just kind of pushing it for time. All right, it's been a long day. Been up since 7 a.m. So, you know, it's already 10 o'clock. So let's check another video out. So I got a couple videos. Like I said, just recapping it and just going over what I seen this week, and you know, doing the news and prophecy. All right, because and we at the end, you know. All right, so this is just various topics. Let me see. Oh, I should have showed that one earlier. You know, but here goes some. You know, they doing what they call cloud seeding. All right, which, you know, show you that Esau be weather modification, manipulation, and they got their hands in a lot of these storms and things that take place.
My name is Augustus Dorico. I'm the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. We're a cloud seeding company that is enhancing precipitation via advanced radar and also drones for the sake of supplementing water supplies for farms, cities, reservoirs, and wildlife throughout the United States. Our ultimate vision is to end water scarcity, and we've begun that mission already. I'm testifying to not oppose the spirit of this bill, which I think is well-founded, but the current configuration of the bill that I think would impede this mission for ending water scarcity, and also for bringing the best-in-class technology to Florida and the rest of the United States. And so the first point that I'd like to make is the difference between solar radiation management and cloud seeding. And so Senator Garcia did bring this up briefly. Solar radiation management is a very new technology. It's not something that's been tested at length. NOAA has done some very initial experiments on its efficacy. It is attempting to reduce the amount of solar radiation that makes it down to the planet by injecting reflective aerosols into the upper atmosphere. Once you inject these aerosols, they stay in the stratosphere for years. They have effects on the entire climate. The data from these experiments, because the experiments have been so few, is limited. And so the implications of them are not something that are well tested yet. Cloud seeding is altogether different. The only similarity is that it has to do with the atmosphere. It has to do with the low atmosphere. It's a mechanism, or it's a tool that either freezes the water in existing clouds or condenses. My name is Augustus Dorico.
Yeah, all that shit is wicked, because, you know, Esau wants to, you know, stop the sun. You know, he want to block the sun out. You know, they got projects, all type of projects, but all that shit is wicked. They think this. Hold on, let me see. You know, especially the cloud seeding. You know, but oh no, that's not it. It's in my backpack. Hold on, because they've been doing this for years. You know, I had wrote down a couple notes on this like some time ago. All right, but you know, cloud seeding, they've been doing this for years. Let me see if I can find a little bit of it. So I got a couple of it written down a little bit. You know, just taking notes. All right, but let me see if I can find it. The page is on. Yeah, here we go. Cloud seeding. All right, you got the founder scientist, Vincent Schaefer. You can look into the project Cyrus. This was in the 40s, 1946 to 1957. The project was a collaboration between the U.S. Army Signal Corps, the Office of Naval Research, the U.S. Air Force, and General Electric to study cloud particles and modify clouds. You know, so a lot of these so-called disasters, man, they be behind it all. You know, all right. And then remember, Esau, he was given the sword. You know, all right. So he was given power of the dew of the earth or heaven. You know, so the dew also, his weaponry is called the dew, which is the direct energy weapon, you know, which that's, you know, Lahaina, that shit got burnt up, you know, because they sent down a particle beam, and certain colors don't get touched. All right, so certain houses, trees, landmarks, you know, people's houses, that shit get burnt up all because of Esau. People get flooded out they homes, you know. Esau be sending them storms, but remember that's the tale of the Lord, you know. Because it all stems from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. First and foremost, the Most High gave this man his technology and his power, you know? All right? You know, you had that storm that went through in, what was that? I want to say either South Carolina, you know, where they wanted to get that pocket of lithium out there, you know? All right, and all them people lost their homes. All right, Esau is known to destroy your life just to accomplish his desires. He'll move you out of cities, all right, to start rebuilding and make 15-minute smart cities. You know, Esau's the devil, man. All right, it's like we've been saying, and he'll do it in a way that it don't seem like it's him doing it. All right, so right here it says October 13. Here's an example. 1947, a modified B-17 bomber dropped dry ice into a hurricane cap Sable, causing the hurricane to reverse its path, making landfall in Savannah, Georgia, causing $2 million in damage. 1,500 people became homeless. All right, look at that. So they can redirect storms. All right. So this was in the 40s. So you can only imagine how advanced and upgraded the technology is today. You know. All right. So it says Project Cumulus. This was in 1949 to 1952. Was this was the British government, all right, which the America stems out of British, all right, the Britain. It says attempts weather control via cloud seeding for future military advantages, and you see how it keeps saying military, all right. On August 16, 1952, severe floods in the town of Lynmouth occurred after 9 inches of rain fell in 24 hours. 34 died, and the infrastructure was damaged, leaving 400 dead and homeless. So, you know, when you start hearing about these things, oh, best believe that these devils got something nefarious at work. You know, all right. They got different projects. Hey, down in Florida, the Bill Gates Foundation, after them people lost their homes, it was coming to find out that they started building smart cities, 15-minute cities down there. You know, I forget what the project was called, but you know, brother could fact check me and look it up. But yeah, Bill Gates was building 15-minute or smart cities down there. Okay, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the hell they doing. It says here's another one, Project Skyfire, 1953 to 1967, seeding thunderstorm clouds to force rain. A research aimed to control lightning by dispersing silver iodides into clouds. The method is the silver iodide particles were dispersed into clouds using aircrafts or ground-based generators. These particles would promote the formation of ice crystals, altering the electrical characteristics of the clouds, impacting lightning and lightning generation. Yep, so there you have it. All right, just a couple little points. All right, so a lot of these storms that are happening, you know, we also know Esau got his hand in it, but ultimately go back to the Lord. All right, let me get a precept, one of my favorites, in Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, because the Lord said he's going to bring out his armory. Remember, Esau is the Most High sword as well. Okay, so the Most High could use Esau as to destroy lives as well through his harp system. Okay, Jeremiah 51 and so the Lord shall bring out his armory. You know, I'll probably skip it. Let me type it in. Jeremiah 50 and 25. Jeremiah 50 and 25. It says, the Lord have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. Right, which the word indignation goes back into righteous anger. Okay, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. All right, so America is also known as Babylon. All right, the daughter of Babylon, or Babylon the Great. Okay, all right. Now the Lord said he was going to open up his armory, which the word armory is aratazar, which means the treasure house, storehouse, magazine, the treasury, the magazine of weapons, figuratively of God's armory, the storehouses of the Most High for rain, snow, hail, wind, and sea. All right, so the Lord has his way in the whirlwinds. All right, he controls the elements. All right, pursuant to what? Isaiah the 29th chapter, Isaiah 29 and 6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests and the flames of devouring fire." All right, so the Lord sends these storms, you know, to destroy people's lives, man. You know, you got a lot of people dying of storms nowadays. Okay, all over the world is people just getting washed away, cattle getting washed away. You know, all right. The Lord said he was gonna send evils upon this place. All right, the Lord is doing it right now. Yahweh Shema Shai is doing it right now. So let me see. Just got a couple more. All right. Matter of fact, let's watch this right here. I thought this was pretty dope. Let's end it off with this. It's AI.
Troops, go and retrieve my sheep. It's time for my sons to come home.
Woo!
Ye have taken my silver and gold.
Oh, it's over. This place is cooked. Yeah.
Troops.
Yeah. And you heard him say, "Babylon, you have taken my silver and my gold." That's us. You know, a gold shall be tried in the fire. What manner of person respect that you ought to be. You know, hey, Lord willing, we those gold. Lord willing, we those silvers. Lord willing, we those precious stones, man. You know, great deliverance is coming. The angels is here. You know, the chariots are here. You know what I'm saying? All right. The greatest deliverance is coming. That's why all these things are happening in the earth. People, the love of many are waxing cold. People are being goddamn psychotic. You know, shit. You could die because you didn't put enough mustard on somebody's sandwich, or you put too much mayonnaise on somebody's sandwich nowadays. You know, shit. A nigga and his uncle was arguing over a honey bun, and one of them had to die. You know what I'm saying? All right. You had this one YN. This nigga done got like probably 300 plus years because of the crime he did and the no remorse that he had. You know? So now he got to do 3 football life terms. He got to die and come back and still do his time. You know what I'm saying? Because this nigga was smiling in court. People are losing their goddamn mind. This demonic spirit jumping on people to people, man. You know? Babylon is done for. Banks is collapsing. Cyber attacks is happening. Bombs is getting dropped as we speak. You know? We in the last final seconds of this place getting ready to go down, and Yahweh Shai is returning. Our deliverance is getting ready to happen. All right. Matter of fact, let me get a couple precepts on that. Okay. Let's go to the book of Matthew. All right. Let's go to the book of Matthew real fast. Matthew chapter let's see, it might be Lord's going to turn it off. Matthew 25 and 31. Right, and it says right here under the caption, it says the final judgment. It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. All right, the chariot, the fathership. Okay, all eyes will see Yahweh Shai when he returns to the planet Earth. Okay, and he's coming in the greatness of his glory. All right, he's not meeting the world as a man. He's not coming on a donkey. Okay, which symbolize humility, you know, all right? But he coming on a white horse with pure power. He gonna come radiantly. He coming in style with fashion. and fierceness. You know, it says, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them from one another as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. Right? And look at that separation, meaning that not everybody's going to be saved. Only the elect of Yasharallah will be saved, meaning the elect. All right, you got the men, then you got the 1/3, the large multitude. All right, those are whom the Lord's going to have mercy on when he returns. Okay, everybody else is going to be destroyed. All right, and if they are gathered, it's going to be for captivity, which means the other nations are going to be gathered for captivity, slaves. And a lot of AI been generating videos on Esau going in slavery. You know, that's the spirit of the Lord right there. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the Lord is just bringing out all type of information of end time news, like the elder brother Zaquan from North Carolina, doom and gloom. You know, because we in the days of doom. All right. So it says, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. All right, so new bodies, you know, new mindset, changed. Okay, that's what the elect will be given. Let's go back to Jeremiah real fast. I want to get this to Jeremiah 16. All right, Jeremiah 16 and let me see, it might be verse 14. Yep, Jeremiah 16 and 14. It says, therefore behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. Where's the land of the north? Right here. We in the North Hemisphere. We right here in America. Okay. All right. This is where the bulk of Israel is at. All right. You got 2/3 of our people here, then you got the elect of our people here. Not saying that you ain't got elect brethren that are around the world, because you do. All right. But the bulk of Israel is right here in the belly of the beast, man. Okay. The capital of Edom, which is Basra. All right. And we got to be safe when those other nations shoot off those missiles, those ICBMs, man. You know, no flesh is going to survive those missiles when they drop upon this land. So we're going to have to be what? Translated. You know, just like Enoch, just like Elijah. Okay, just like our Lord Yahweh Shai, he was picked up by a ship. He's picked up by a chariot. You know, our forefather Moses walked into a chariot. Okay, we're going to get to be in these ships, Lord's willing, man. It says, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave their fathers, which is the land of Israel, right? Behold, I will send for many fishers, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. All right, so true power is coming to the Lord's elect. These Edomites are going to try to hide themselves. They're going to try to disappear. They're going to try to resurface like a phoenix, being reborn from the ashes. After they didn't destroy the world, after they didn't spread their wickedness, and they think they're going to come back and renew and make their new world order be in full fluorescent and effect. But the real new world order is going to be starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai, and it's going to be ushered in through the Israelites. The saints shall take the kingdom, you know, and the Lord is angry with this place. All right, that's why he said he going to come and gather his sons, you know, where the bonds of Israel. All right. So it says, for mine eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. All right, so the Lord is going to utterly destroy this place. Great destruction is coming. We're living in some beautiful times. So brothers, keep holding on, keep fighting, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep sacrificing unto Yahweh by Shema Shine, truth, sincerity. Stay with the humility. You know, keep praying, fast if you need to, and this all applies to myself first and foremost before I say this to any other brother, man. You know, all right, because any day something major is gonna happen. Any day now, things are gonna go up, all right, and it's gonna matter the most is your faith, your walk, your journey with Yahweh by Shemel Shine. Ultimately, the Lord's elect is gonna make it out of this hellhole, man. All right, just as I just read, okay. That's going to be part of the story that's going to be told of the deliverance out of Babylon the Great that the elect are going to share. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to get out of here by giving all praises to our powers, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruka HaKodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, and Barakatah Yahweh Shai. With that, Shalom, my king. Y'all brothers stay up. Shalom, brother. Shalom.